What's up, everybody? 40 the BulbulSaiyan here, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Everstones and spending them as a free-to-play player. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Alright guys, so before we go ahead and get started with this video, as always, I want to remind you guys that if you enjoy what you see on this channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, that way you guys are not missing out on future uploads. Leave a like on this video and comment down below how your Everstone stash is doing, and also what have you been pulling on currently in Eversoul. So this is a bit of a hot topic because the game has been out for about a week now, and a lot of players have still been wondering, how should I spend my Everstones? Should I save for this banner? Should I be pulling all the way? What do I do, especially when it comes to progression, where some of the stages start to get a bit harder, such as with stage 835 and then 940 and so on. So how should free-to-play players be spending their Everstones? So in order to cover this topic, I want to go over a few reminders. So first of all, Eversoul is primarily a PvE game, so this means that your progression does not affect others. It is a pure PvE game, and I will not say that Arena is true PvP because it is not true PvP. It is PvPE, where you're competing against an AI-controlled enemy team. So it is not true PvP, so you can't call that pay to win or anything like that. And also, unlike other gacha games that I've played, this game does not have foresight from a previous version. So for example, I used to play a game called Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, where the JP version existed a year before the global version, so that community had foresight on what was about to come out. Eversoul is not like that, so we have to take that into consideration. Now, the way that I did this is I categorized the different pull plans for free-to-play in 3 different styles of pulling. Now, I came across these different styles of pullings from watching other content creators' videos and also talking to the community over on the Pridewind Discord server, as well as my own Discord server, where we also have, a small Eversoul community. So I came up with these 3 different pull plans based on, the feedback that I got and the conversations that I've had with, the community. Now, the first pull plan that I've seen is spending everything early. So you're going to spend all of your Everstones, you're going to spend all of your tickets because we get a ton of them early. Now the pros to this is that your progression is going to be a lot faster because you're going to have access to a bigger roster. And also with a lot of pulling, it means you also have a chance to pull for dupes, meaning that you have more epic pluses, legendaries, legendary plus, yada yada, all that stuff. So you have a lot more CP compared to some other players that are not pulling this way. Now the cons on pulling in this way is you're going to have no resources left for future banners, and it's going to take a lot longer for you to rebuild resources. Even though this game is pretty generous currently right now, it's going to take you a little bit of time. So like if a banner comes out and there's a character that you see and you're like, oh, I really want that character, you may not have the resources available because you went ahead and just spent it all. But the trade-off is that your progression is a lot faster and you're able to clear out some of those harder stages. Now the second pull strat that I want to go over is spending only your tickets. So the pros of spending only tickets for summons is your Everstone stash will be pretty massive because you're barely touching it. You're also going to have them ready for future banners, so that's a good thing, right? But the cons is your progression may not be as easy unless you have really good RNG with your ticket pulls, and I have seen a few players that have really good RNG with just ticket pulls, and you're probably going to be relying on some strong friends. A lot of free-to-play players have already been relying on strong friend units, so, but as I think for spending only tickets, you're probably going to be relying on them even more so, just because your roster, your resources, the availability of like dupes and stuff, it's not going to be as much as, let's say, if you went with the spending everything on hand early. So that is going to be the second way of free-to-play players, the second pull strategy for free-to-play players that I'm going to be going over. And the last one that I want to go over is saving for future banners, meaning you barely pull. So the pros on this, I mean, let's face it, you're going to have a ton of resources for new banners. And then the biggest con is with this style of pulling or saving, your progression is going to be even more gated because you barely pull, you want to hang on to those resources, and you're waiting for future characters. So you're not going to get very far. Truth be told, you're not going to get very far if you're going to be hoarding and saving. And unfortunately, without foresight, you may have buyer's remorse. So let's say, like, for example, we have a character named Jiho coming out very, very soon. We have no foresight on that character other than that we know that she's human. There is a video of her animations for her main skill and ult. I will not link that because I don't want to spoil anybody, but it is out there. And we know that her artwork has already been released, but we don't have any information on what that character does. So without foresight, you may have buyer's remorse if you come across a character that you think that looks cool and then you pull for them and then they don't perform as well as you expected them to perform. So that is going to be the cons for pull strat 3. So hopefully this video helps you guys out in understanding some of these different ways of pulling, as this game is still very new, and some of the pros and cons about these different ways for pulling for free-to-play players. Again, I want to leave you guys with a final reminder is don't forget to have fun. It's a gacha game. It's PvE. There's no reason to get, you know, all stressed out and stuff just because, oh, I don't have resources for this and I don't have resources for that. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. And all this information that myself and other content creators bring to you, that's all that it is. It is information. We're not here to convince you guys to pull for something, because no matter what we say, your game experience is your own. Everything is up to your own educated research decision. But that's all that I'm going to say on this topic. Hopefully it gives you guys a better insight on the different pull plans or different ways to pull if you're a free-to-play player, and also if you're trying to like manage your resources or decide if you want to just go all out. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for some more Eversoul content and other content on this channel. Stay blessed, everybody.